Hello. Hi, Mabel.
Hi, hello, hi.
How are you?
I'm good, yourself? Sorry.
I'm doing pretty good, thank you.
Okay, just a minute.
Okay, so to everybody else, thank you so much for making the space. I can see a lot of people joining the session. Thank you so much for making the space to, for this second session here. We are going to be having a conversation about positioning Ghana craftpreneurs to deepen impact in society through employment. A very touchy subject, I have to confess. And we'll be going to speaking with Mabel Simpson, who's the CEO of M Sims. We're going to be speaking with Vera Edu Amening, who is a freelance fashion designer at Edu Amening Limited. I believe we have Tony as well, Tony Senaya, CEO of Horseman Shoes, joining the session, and Philip Duya Oyinka as well will be joining the session. For now, I can see that Mabel is with us at the moment. So we're going to start off with Mabel and probably heap all the questions on her head till the rest join us. Mabel, thank you so much for making time to join us in the session. I guess first things first, if you don't mind my asking, how many people do you employ at MSIMS?
So for full-time, we have 6 full-time employees, and then we have contract staff as well. So as and when we need them, then they come on board.
And is the people that you have on board, whether full-time or part-time, is it because of probably like the orders that come in, or has COVID, for example, impacted the number of people you engage actively to be working for you and all of that? If you could just give some insights on that, we'd appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, for some time now, we've had 6 full-time employees, but interestingly, COVID made us employ more contract workers. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I mean, COVID had its good times and bad times. I mean, but for some businesses like us, we saw opportunities in certain areas, and we took advantage of it. So there was a lot of pressure on us for some time. But now that COVID is sort of disappearing, we've had to go back to normal times. So we've had to cut down on staff numbers.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That is sort of opposite to what a lot of other businesses have been experiencing. And what was the COVID period like for you?
So COVID period, I mean, for the first 2 weeks of Ghana's lockdown, we were totally confused, okay? Because we didn't know what was happening. I mean, we didn't even think that we didn't know when everything was going to end. And back then, who had said that reusable face mask wasn't the thing to, do? So even when a few friends suggested that we started making reusable face masks, I was skeptical about it. Honestly, They convinced me, sent videos and all of that. I was like, you know what? This is what WHO is saying. I'm not going to do it. So I remember there was a Friday, it was a Thursday evening. I went for a walk with a friend, a neighbor, and I said to him that this is what, I mean, two very good friends of mine are saying. One was a doctor and one is an entrepreneur also. And these are people like they are mentors. And, you know, Kobe Asma I said that maybe I'll think it's going to happen. So I said that, okay. I mean, Uncle Kobe is not someone that I would say no to. If he says I should try it, I'm going to try it. So the idea was to just make 50 pieces and then we see how it goes. We made the first 50 pieces. Charlie, it brought us sleepless night. I mean, for like a month. So it got to a point where if someone placed an order, we started scheduling people like for 5 days to deliver. I mean, it was crazy. Someone would call you, tell them they're going to get it in a week, and then they'll say that, you know what, let me check with other people. Then they'll come back and say that even the week, you're the fastest, so we are going to hold on. Yeah, it was that bad. It had its good days, but I mean, at the same time, it was scary because what helped us was that we have a system in place where the staff live around. So it's one of the things that we also try to help people in the community. So staff were not required to board public transport to work because, you know, everyone was cautious around that time. So we had some staff who were staying with me in my home and the others were living around. So it was easy to commute to work. We could work long hours and all of it. That's what helped us. So whilst majority of the people were in lockdown, people were not being able to move around, we were still working. So that's what helped us in the first few months until the lockdown restrictions were eased. Then more people came into the market and, everyone was making face masks. But yeah, so good
At
and
least
bad.
we know where it all started from.
Yeah. Yeah.
Vera, thank you so much for joining us. What was your experience like? And I'm asking and I'm hoping that you can connect it as well with how COVID impacted your business in terms of visibility, not just on a local front, but then on a global front as well.
I'm sorry, can you repeat again? I think your line is breaking. Hello, everyone.
Hi, Vera.
Hi. Okay, so I think the line is breaking, so I couldn't get the question.
It's kind of difficult to hear you, Vera. I don't know if it is just me. Mabel, can you hear Vera?
Yes, I can hear Vera.
Oh, okay, then Vera, please go ahead. It seems I am the one with the problem.
Okay, I wanted you to repeat your question again. It wasn't clear.
No, you go ahead. Go ahead. So just the question that
I
asked.
Philip, so maybe I need to come in with you. She wants you to repeat the question. She didn't get the question you asked her.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay, so the question was, I mean, we understand COVID had its impacts on businesses,
yes,
on how businesses are run. Mabel, for example, gave, us a bit of an understanding of how it even changed, her approach to running her business. I'm just wondering from you as well, how did COVID, first of all, impact the business? And how did it influence sort of your approach to sort of opening up, what you offer to a wider market, i.e., whether, internationally, how people were accessing your products? Did it even impact it in that way? I just wanted you to give us a perspective on that, if you could.
Okay. First, I want to greet everyone. And secondly, thank you very much for this. I was in school then in my final year. I was preparing for my project work because I took a break to get a degree in fashion. So when the COVID started, I was doing my project work. So it had more impact on my project work because it changed the way, we come up with garments and all that as our final project. But due to the COVID, we have to change direction. So it actually helped us, like myself, to think quickly, on which also helped my business in a way that I was already having this plastic bag. I used to waterproof some of my bags for people who cannot wash their bags because they are African print. But due to the COVID, I realized that, okay, it will be important to actually make more waterproof bags instead of mixing it with the fabric. And for me, because I was in school at that time, I took a break from work, so I changed my direction. I started selling fish because we're going through lockdown and everyone was at home. So I started selling fried fish for the meantime. But I've always been a social media person, so all my business is based on social media. So the COVID wasn't new to me at all. Yeah.
Philip has joined us, and thank you so much, Vera. Philip, I see you've joined us. If you don't mind my asking, if you could just do a quick intro, just in case don't know you. Philip, if you can hear me, please introduce yourself to the session, and then I will start throwing my questions at you. Unfortunately, I don't think Philip can hear me. Anyway, so Mabel, so as I was asking Vera, for you as well, because I saw a number of your products, people outside the country like flaunting your bags and things like that, and your face masks, your nose masks, I mean. How did that influence or impact, the way your business is currently shaped at the moment?
Yeah, I mean, although we've been doing online business aside us having a physical shop, I mean, we are on social media. We have a strong presence on social media and then online. And again, interestingly, we've done a lot more shipments outside Ghana in the last few months than ever before. That's the interesting thing. I don't know if it's because a lot of countries were on lockdown and things were just not happening in other countries, but people in the US were sort of patronizing reusable masks that were being produced in Ghana. And so it was good for us. It also tells us that the only downside to all of this is the shipping costs. These are some of the challenges that, we need to look at, because there are a lot more people who are willing, to patronize handmade items or craft, but the shipping costs sometimes just puts them off, because it ends up being, the shipping cost ends up being more than the product itself. So COVID was good. It gave, and we realized that we had to intensify our presence online because, our physical shop was closed. And that's where delivery comes into play. You need to have reliable delivery, services. And it also teaches you a lot about clients. Clients are not patient when it comes to deliveries, but it's a learning curve. You need to be patient. You need to do a lot of explanations. Your customer service needs to be top notch, because when a client orders for something, an item, they expect that they're going to get it in the next few minutes or in the next hour, forgetting that probably delivery is being made to 10, 5 people, and it's going to take some time. So if you don't have good customer service, it's really going to affect you. You need to do a lot of talking. You need to calm people down. So it's also shown us that, online is the way to go now. It's good to have a physical space and all of it, but even after COVID, let's say that COVID is almost out of Ghana, but a lot more people have now opted for delivery services. We have few walk-ins and lots of, delivery. So it's something that we need to look at and make sure that you are there, And we also noticed that people may not be commenting or liking your post, but a lot of people see what you do. Often we would, I mean, people would criticize that their friends or people they know are not liking their post or they're not sharing and all of it. But we've noticed that, I mean, people see what you do. So anytime someone walks into our shop, we ask, we just want to know, how did you hear about us? And then they'll say, oh, Instagram, I follow you on Instagram. You check, and this person has probably not even liked your post before. So I always tell people that, no matter what, don't look at, the likes and then the comments. Just keep posted, do what you're doing, If it's good, people are going to come to you no matter what. Make sure that you have good customer service and you still stay in the game.
Vera, if I may come to you now, what do you think? I mean, and Mabel talked, for example, about shipping costs, but what do you think are those little factors that sort of stand in the way of a lot of Ghanaian businesses and a lot of Ghanaian craftpreneurs basically making their products available to a global audience, apart from the shipping costs that Mabel raised a couple of minutes ago?
Thank you. Apart from the shipping cost, which is actually the major thing, getting certain raw materials also, for me, I feel that there are certain things that you don't always get, especially when it comes to leathers. Maybe the clients want a different color, maybe something colorful, but because that is what everyone is buying, the suppliers who bring these leathers and other things will just stick to probably brown and black, which is mostly that's what people wear around here. They may not have variety for you to choose from when it comes to materials. They go by what people are buying. So that is one thing also that affects me. It stands in my way. And the issue about people coming together to work together as in collaborating or subcontracting, because there have been times I tried to subcontract because I'm in school. I was in school, and you don't. There's a difference when the person does it. Sometimes there's a difference. Your clients can say that you're not the one who did the work. If the client actually knows your work, there are times the clients will know that no, this one is not coming from you. And also, I feel that people do not understand how to charge when it comes to subcontracts, because people feel that they either feel you are cheating them, or maybe you're going to collect some big money somewhere and you are coming to pay them low. So they don't really they don't really understand those things. And dealing with an average Ghanaian client is not easy for me. Dealing with them is not easy because I do a lot of custom made things. I don't really stock my things. They are custom made things, and dealing with an average Ghanaian, sorry to use that word, client, is not really easy, because sometimes in terms of payment, if they have to pay you, let's say 70% before you start, because that's the rule. They feel that they have trust issues, which is normal. They have trust issues to send the money first, because they feel that they may send the money and send the item to them. And then we have had issues where people were not so sure of their sizes, and a whole lot of drama.
Are
Yeah.
you, Vera, if I may ask, are you ever going to get over that issue of subcontractors, especially feeling like you're cheating them? Because
You said, am I ever going to?
I see it happen so many times where subcontractors feel like you're cheating. They almost think that you're earning like 7-10 times much more than you're actually paying them. And the issue also about customers actually seeing, the difference between what
Your
they
work.
probably term as your finishing and the finishing by somebody else. How is that bridge ever going to be crossed, or will it ever be crossed, considering the challenges and the difficulties that come with managing businesses the way we do?
I'm still trying to find a way. Yes, I've met people who are very good and have done things with me that the client didn't see the difference or something. There are good people out there. I think you just need to search for them. People are there. who are good. You just have to search for them. And in terms of the money, I don't know. I still try to persuade people on that. Well, I've worked with people who are okay with that, but I'm still trying to talk to people on that, because sometimes they make you end up talking too much, like giving too much info to them, because you want them to understand that it's not like I have gone to charge a lot of money on this. Sometimes you have to even show your charts with a client, which I feel is not professional. It shouldn't be their business, but you want them to understand that this is not what it means. They feel they have to earn more. Is an opportunity for them to. And I think this is why sometimes, for me, it's custom made, so I can't put prices out there because I price my things based on your details. But then I think that is why some people cannot put their prices openly, like out there, because the person they probably working from is saying the price out there, and the person will be like, oh, so I'll do it at this price and you are going to charge this price, without considering the fact that I'm using data to promote these things and I'm buying, I don't know, other things. So it's I don't know, maybe to work one day.
Guys, I wonder how you people wake up every morning and still continue to do the work that you're doing. But I will leave that for the Mabel. Do you experience the same issues? And is it just from your Ghana clientele, or is this also something that you experience, from your global audience or client base as well?
It's tough, but you see, I think after 10 years of doing this, I've come to understand that not everyone is your client. Okay. In the beginning, you're going to get worried about it. You're going to feel that you're overcharging. You feel all sorts of things. But you're going to meet those clients who would also feel that you are undercharging and would be
Yeah.
willing and, would offer to even pay more. So at the end of the day, 10 years in this, price your product. Those who know the quality, those who know the kind of work you're offering are going to come and pay. We all need money, okay? We all want to do volumes. But at the end of the day, you don't need to devalue yourself. Because, especially in Ghana, we don't really understand the craft industry. We don't understand handmade. We don't understand art. We don't understand a lot of things, okay? Some people feel, and especially with accessories or making bags, I think it's more stressful and more expensive than making clothing. Because when it comes to accessories or handbags, you're looking at leather costs, you're looking at other accessories costs. So for example, there are some of the accessories that we use that we need to import ourselves because of the kind of quality that we are looking for. And also because we want to be different. Because getting all of them on the market here, that means that everyone, you look at the quality and it's not one that you'd want to, use. It's just going to be ordinary. So there are some of them that we need to import ourselves. Now, all this adds up to the cost. And yes, you have staff who, assume, especially when it comes to production stuff, they see just one side of the business. They don't see the other side of the business. So measures we've put in place, I operate a very open book. The salesperson sees our expenditure, they see our income, they see everything. They are involved in the business. They know that we need to pay VAT, we need to pay GRA, we need to pay this, we need to pay that. So if you sit and you assume that, since it's a sole proprietorship, we are making a lot of money, you realize that we are not really making a lot of money. It takes a lot to keep the business, moving. And so it's supposed to be team play. I try not to make the business about myself. And I've made it, yes, at the back end, I see or I almost know everybody who is buying, but I try not to be at the forefront of sales because, it needs to be open. I need to be able to delegate. Someone needs to be in charge. If I'm not there, the business should be able to run. So I try not to mix up sales, with all the things that I have to do. It's teamwork. It's an open book. the salesperson sees the operations, just so that they also know that they're also involved in whatever is happening. If you're going to sit there and you're not, since you are the face of the business because you are the shop and you're going to mess up, know that I'm going to do everything to make clients come and purchase. But then if you're not going to give them good customer service when they come in and we are not making sales, at the end of the day, we all suffer, just not me alone, because if it's difficult to pay salaries, we need the sales to pay salaries. So it's difficult to make staff and then also clients understand. But what I would say is, know your value and don't devalue yourself. Yes, we all need the money, but make sure that you don't devalue yourself.
Well, fair point noted. Now, I just want us to get into the field of positioning Ghana craftpreneurs. It's relatively a new concept-ish, but we basically understand what a craftpreneur is and what you guys do. And so I'm just wondering, from the two of you, and I'm going to start off with Vera, help us with a bit of insight from your experience as well, dealing both globally, internationally, and everything, how best we can position Ghana craftpreneurs on that one level, and then even before we come to the issue of deepening the impact and then even impacting society and all of that. How can we position Ghana craftpreneurs in such a way that anybody who is looking at this scene, the scene in Ghana, will know that this is, we have something going on. We have a proper structure and we have a proper sort of timeline of sorts of things that we want to achieve. If you could help us with some insight.
Okay, if I understand your question, you asked how we can position Ghanaian craft out there, right? Hello.
So
hello. Is that what you said?
Yes, I was asking,
how we can position?
I was asking if you can hear me. I was asking, how do we position Ghanaian craftpreneurs, both on a local front and an international front? Because clearly we are selling beyond
the line
the
is
borders.
Breaking. Sorry, I'm having
how does the world see the Ghanaian craftpreneur? It might be a relatively new concept, in that sense, but
I really
how
can't
do we
hear most of the things.
Ghanaian craftsmen and women, both on a local front and on a position on a global front, such that it can be
hold on.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, Vera says she can't hear you, so I don't know if
the line is breaking. Like everything he's saying is breaking.
Can you pass the question on to Vera for me in case maybe
okay,
she can hear you?
Vera, I don't know if you can hear me. Can you hear me?
Yes, yours is better.
You can hear me. Okay, but you can't hear Philip. Okay, so Philip was asking how, craftpreneurship is sort of like a new thing in Ghana, how we can position it on the world markets. Philip, am I right?
Yes, basically.
Yes, how we can position our crafts on the international market.
Okay. Yeah, I got it now. So I think the best way is to first solve the problems that we have. Like Mabel said, she talked about delivery costs, because it is not as if we are not producing something good. Ghanaians are very talented, honestly. When you go on the streets, even from social media to the streets, you see people doing things. And every year we have fashion graduates graduating from schools in Ghana. So I feel that we need to solve the main problem, which is the connection between the international market and the Ghanaian market, is the delivery costs, which is sending people away. Also, we are not on PayPal, I think, so Ghana is not part of PayPal, which makes e-commerce business a little bit tricky and very challenging. We need to sort that out, and we need to find ways that our things can freely go abroad, like those kind of things, like how they can really export things to Ghana. We should be able to also export things out there freely. Not freely as in no charges. I mean, without all these things blocking us. Yes, I think with that we can sort this, and also we need to work on our finishing as well. Yeah.
shipping, trying to get PayPal. Oh, this PayPal conversation. I don't know if we will cross it.
Your line is breaking.
PayPal. Oh dear God. Anyway, Mabel, do you agree? I mean, we have quite a number of payment options in Ghana: slide pay, express pay, and the like. I mean, if ever PayPal enters the fray, would it change anything, or would it just make things much easier, do you think?
No, it's going to make things easier because, aside as having slide pay and express pay and all of these, clients outside the country are skeptical when they're making payment. So for us, yes, PayPal is an issue, but we've had to find a way around it. It doesn't work in Ghana. I met someone over the weekend who said there's a way around it, but I'm still going to figure that out. But what we've had to do is to, find a trusted person in the US, open a PayPal account, and, sort of receive payments. Because, although you're not based there, once you mention PayPal, they're okay to pay. But if you ask them to go online and make a payment, then it becomes an issue. And also, depending on what we realized that clients in the UK prefer to use, how do you call it? There's this payment platform.
Remit. Is it Remit?
Remit, yes. So Remit it can come to mobile money, exactly. And then those in the US prefer PayPal or Zelle. So it depends on where they're coming from, Clients in the US.
So basically, what it means is that the craftpreneurs in Ghana as well, or the craftsmen and women in Ghana as well, must begin to understand, for example, which countries are operating which sort of money transfer platforms, and know how to position them accordingly.
Yeah. Because so when a client gets in touch with us, we send them the different options, and we've noticed that those in the UK would go for Remit, so we get it through mobile money. Those in the US would prefer PayPal or Zelle, and it kind of works out for us, once they are comfortable with those. Although you can tell them that go on the website and pay and all of that. So first they're going to key in their credit card details and all of that. They're not going to do it. So you need to understand these dynamics also. And then also about the finishing. That's very important. That's very key, because at the end of the day, you're competing against other, global or other well-known brands, The people outside Ghana are used to, their Gucci's and, all the other big brands. And there should be something that should make them purchase a made in Ghana product or a craft from Ghana. So you need to do a lot of quality checks and all of that. You need to make sure that it's worth the price you are quoting. And if it's good, they're going to come back to you. So it's a gradual process. For me, I always believe that everything is a gradual process. There are certain products, that you need to do your market research and also know what items they prefer. Because, if you do your research, you find out that there are certain colors or there are certain fabrics that may work well in Ghana, but it won't work well, with them, in the US or in the UK. So you need to do your research and then understand the markets also, which is very key and then important. Aside, all our shipping cost problems and, our payment system of problems, you need to understand the market you're operating into. It's a gradual process, because one lady who has been in this industry for about 25 years mentioned to me that sometimes we feel that, there's a better market outside of Ghana than here in Ghana, but it's not totally acceptable to concentrate on the global market and leave Ghana out of it, because, you can imagine shipping a container full of craft and there's an issue with just one item. the entire container is going to be shipped back to you. You're going to bear that cost, and it's going to cost you. So, I mean, I always say that often some people will tease you that you're a local champion, but you can be a local champion, make impact, and make money than, you know, going out there. So the whole term of local champion, sometimes it doesn't sit well with me, because I feel that everyone has their space, everyone has their market. You know, someone may be doing well here, they're going to try the global market and it's not going to work well with them. So know your market. At the end of the day, we want to push volumes, we want to push numbers, we want to make money, we want to make impact. If it's here in Ghana that you're making that impact, focus on the things that are going to do well here and then push hard.
I see. Vera, how important is the issue of being a local champion to you? Hello, Vera, can you hear me? I was asking how big a deal is the issue of being a local champion to you?
Are you asking me? I can't hear.
I don't know
Maybe
why.
Sorry, I think you have to
So
help me.
Philip is asking how important is the issue of local champion to you?
Well, I don't know what local champion is, but I think that everyone have a potential. The only difference is that probably some people are not open to social media or enlightened with social media, so they focus on traditional markets, that's selling for people on the streets and all that, without tapping into social media to meet the world, for me. So we blend with them, you know, those of us who are out there, we try as much as we can to work with them. There are times I do things that are not actually mine. They are from the local champion. I don't know who they are, but mostly I work with a lot of people. When I don't really, I work with 4 people or 5 people permanently, but I do work with a lot of people. I said, when I go out there and I see that you are making something that is very good and I'm interested, I can add my own interest to it, and then you make it to suit my brand for me. So for me, I think everyone is, I don't know if I answered the question right here.
All right, Mabel, even as we close up the session, I just want to take your final thoughts about the issue, and then we'll just end it here. So Mabel, your final thoughts, please.
For me, I believe that, I mean, we are all making great products. I know Vera's work. There have been a few times that Vera would recommend me if she can't do something. There are a few times if someone needs something and then I don't have it or we don't make it, I recommend Vera. So it's about, you know, support. I mean, if someone should send me Vera's, you know, bag design and ask me to reproduce it, I'll tell them that that's not my design. Or even if it's any other person's or any other brand's, you know, design, I'm going to tell them that, you know, it's not my work, so I'm not going to do it. If you want something from us, it should be our design, because as an entrepreneur, as a creative person, I know what the person went through to produce that. So we need to have that respect for each other. It's easy. A lot of people put money first and forget about, you know, respect and discipline and all of that. To succeed, you also need to be disciplined in what you do. You need to be honest about it. And honesty is key. A lot of times we've had, you know, complaints that Ghanaian artisans or craftspreneurs are not serious because, I mean, we give timelines and then we don't stick to it. So we need to be honest with our timelines. If you can produce items within a week or 2 weeks, let the client know. If you are willing to, you know, stick to it, that's fine. But don't go saying that you can do it in 3 days and you're not able to meet the deadline. So honesty is key. Respect for each other in the industry is also key. And then we need to be honest. And also, I mean, yeah, it's quite difficult for people to understand what we do, but then it's up to us to also make sure that whatever product we are putting out there, it's of good quality. I remember recently I recommended Alma Tewia. Someone wanted a kente piece, and she was the only one who came to mind. And I recommended her to the person. And I remember she asking me if I was going to put my charges on and all of that. And I said, no, this is entirely your business. That is also a recommendation. So once you know that someone is good to recommend, let's recommend each other for the jobs that we do not do. And the person came back and said that, they liked her presentation, her packaging, and all of that. And that's a plus. So let's recommend, we shouldn't see each other as competitors. Let's respect each other's space, and together we can grow, because at the end of the day, I'm looking forward to, if you've traveled through the South Africa airports before, there's Out of Africa, a shop called Out of Africa, and it has loads and loads of crafts and, anything. It's a shop that tells you about Ghana. Why can't we have such a thing here in Ghana? And I feel that it's because we see each other as competitors, Why do we have individual shops? But also it comes back to the issue of trust and transparency amongst us. If we are, if we build that trust amongst us, if we don't see each other as competitors, we can build an Out of Ghana or an Out of Africa shop here in Ghana. So anyone walks in and it's different things. I'm making accessories, Vera is making something, Alma has a kente on display, and it cuts down on cost. That's one thing that we don't understand. It cuts down on cost for all of us, because at the end of the day, we are sharing the cost of the space and everything. But then trust, honesty, discipline is very key in the industry that we find ourselves. And to anyone listening, which sector you find yourself in, it's based on these three or these values that helped us grow, and we need to stick with it.
All right. Well, those are values I hope a lot of us can, no matter which industries some of us are in, I think those are universal values that we need to hold true if we want to build any sort of, industry or space or whichever one. Thank you, ladies, so much, to Vera and to you, Mabel, for everything, for sharing with us. It's been a real pleasure coming your way. And, till the next conversation, I'd just like to say a big thank you to you guys, and au revoir, bye-bye. And over to you, Jennifer. I believe this session has ended, but thank you so much once again.
Thank you very much for your time with us. Thank you. Thank you, Mabel and Vera, for your time. And I'm very happy you could make it, because we were having a lot of challenges in the beginning. So I'm happy that at least we got some people to join and started this event and actually brought it to a wonderful end. So we wouldn't want this conversation to end here. I think later on, we will try to maybe start projects around some of these problems that you mentioned, and try to see how we can position or help the craftpreneurs in Ghana cross borders in a way that, because this ambitious Africa is all over. Africa is in almost all the 54 African countries, and also the Nordics. So it's not just opening doors to Africa, but then also Europe probably, and even, who knows, there are people in America who are part of this community. So we are very excited that you could join us today. And I think to all the attendees, also to all the speakers in the first session, I want to say a very big thank you on behalf of Ambitious Ghana, the team leads, the supporters, the founders, the volunteers, everyone. I want to say a very big thank you for honoring our invitation to be speakers today. And we hope you'll be open to future invitations, as well as we try to help our society maybe increases benefits to its members. So thank you very much, Mabel. I think this session is ending soon.
Welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
Jennifer.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
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 Bye.